Hello students, this is Dr. Zeba from Department of Home Science, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. In this session, we will be covering the topic of cost control methods. We will begin with a basic introduction of cost control, then move on to its application, advantages, disadvantages, and importance. Finally, we will look at cost cutting as a related concept. Let's start by understanding what is meant by cost control in financial management. Simply put, cost control is about regulating expenses within set parameters. It ensures that costs remain at budgeted or predetermined levels. The main function of cost control is to keep spending within prescribed limits, while its core objective is to make sure actual costs match the standards set by management. To achieve this, management establishes cost norms for different elements and activities. Finally, actual costs are analyzed segment by segment. So any deviation from these benchmarks can be quickly identified and corrected. Effective cost control is essential in institutional food management to ensure both profitability and competitiveness. It involves managing labor, refining procurement strategies, and streamlining operations. In this session, we will look at not just the theory but also practical applications. Key techniques include efficient staffing, smart purchasing, and process improvements that reduce waste. We will also discuss practical tips to help optimize expenses. By applying these methods, managers can strengthen financial control and secure long-term success in the industry. Cost control simply means identifying expenses and reducing them in order to increase profits. In institutions, the concept is applied in much the same way, helping to maintain financial efficiency. When we talk specifically about food management, cost control primarily focuses on two things: managing expenses effectively and making the best possible use of available resources. Now let's look at the application of cost control in food management. Some key practices include preparing effective staffing schedules, making use of bulk purchasing, and carrying out cost analysis across all departments. While this process can be time consuming, when done diligently, it ensures profitability, supports financial sustainability, and helps a business move beyond simply functioning to truly thriving. Let's now look at the features of cost control. The first feature of cost control is that it attempts to keep expenses within set limits. Second is that it acts as continuous process that involves setting standards, preparing budgets, and then comparing actual performance with these standards. Third, it requires regular reporting to identify and resolve variances. Fourth is it serves as motivation for employees to meet budgetary goals and control costs. And finally, cost control is not just about reducing expenses, it also ensures effective use of resources to achieve better results with what is available. Cost control offers several key advantages. It helps a company achieve the expected return on capital by correcting deviations and improving production standards with limited resources. It also reduces or stabilizes prices, ensures the economic use of resources, and strengthens both profitability and competitiveness. Beyond that, cost control improves creditworthiness supports industry stability, boosts sales, and help maintain employment levels. Cost control does have its drawbacks. It reduces flexibility and can limit process improvement. By focusing too much on preset standards, it may restrict innovation. It requires skilled personnel to set those standards, and because it relies on existing methods, it often lacks creativity. Most importantly, it doesn't necessarily drive improvement in standards. Cost control does have its drawbacks. It reduces flexibility and can limit process improvement. By focusing too much on preset standards, it may restrict innovation. It also requires skilled personnel to set those standards, and because it relies on existing methods, it often lacks creativity. Most importantly, it doesn't necessarily drive improvement in standards. The first important role of cost control is that it directly supports profitability. By managing expenses and optimizing resources, hotels can ensure that revenue exceeds costs, resulting in a healthy bottom line. Second, it ensures financial sustainability. When expenses are kept in check, hotels can maintain stability even during difficult times, as we clearly saw during the pandemic. Another benefit of cost control is competitive advantage. Hotels that manage costs well can offer attractive prices without compromising service quality, which helps them draw more guests and stay ahead in the market. Cost control also supports sustainability by optimizing resources like energy, water, and supplies, and by reducing waste. Hotels can lower their environmental impact while operating more efficiently. Effective cost control also supports staff retention. By managing expenses wisely, hotels can offer better salaries, benefits, and training, which improves employee satisfaction and reduces turnover. This not only saves money but also avoids many management challenges. Another benefit is in budgeting and planning. With a clear picture of expenses, hotels can prepare accurate budgets, make informed decisions, and set realistic financial goals, all of which strengthen long term planning and forecasting. Moving on next, we have types of costs and expenses. By understanding different cost types, we can identify overspending areas. It enables deeper cost analysis and effective cost cutting strategies. If we discuss about hotel operating expenses, these are broadly divided into two types: fixed costs and variable costs. Let's talk about fixed costs in food management. Fixed costs are expenses that stay the same regardless of occupancy, though they may change occasionally, like with rent, renewals, or taxes. Examples include payroll, rent or mortgage, property taxes, insurance, utilities, franchisee fees, and technology subscriptions. These costs are useful for financial planning but usually hard to reduce without major business changes. Next is variable costs. These are expenses that fluctuate from day to day and usually depend on occupancy levels. They are harder to predict but easier to control, making them ideal for cost trimming. For example, cleaning costs, wages and supplies rise at full occupancy. Other variable costs include utilities, hourly labor, marketing, and housekeeping supplies. Let's now look at the three-step framework for cost analysis. By dividing costs, we can clearly see where improvements or cuts are possible. A structured approach makes the process more efficient and ultimately it helps build a stronger and more effective business model. The first step in cost analysis is to identify expenses. This means listing all hotel expenses, categorizing them into fixed and variable costs, and then breaking them down into smaller groups for clarity. The next step is to establish benchmarks. Here, we define ideal or target cost levels and compare actual costs against these standards. This also allows us to evaluate performance relative to other properties in the industry. The next step is to analyze expenses. Here we look for outliers that need closer review and create a clear cost cutting to do list. Once that's done, we move on to implementing cost saving measures. This means applying techniques to reduce costs while making sure the quality of service is never compromised. Finally, it's important to monitor expenses on a continuous basis. By tracking results, we can check whether the cost saving measures are actually effective and make adjustments when needed. Once we finish cost analysis, the next stage is cost cutting. It ensures savings per unit and helps maximize profits in the long run. It focuses on eliminating unnecessary expenses that creep in during production. The key to cost cutting is threefold: reduce the cost per unit, maintain the quality of the product, and make sure the savings are sustainable. In simple terms, it's not just about cutting costs, it's about doing more with less without compromising value. Diving deeper to cost cutting may now enable us to understand cost cutting techniques. One of the most effective ways to cut costs is by engaging with suppliers. Negotiation is key. It's not just about asking for discounts, but about building agreements that benefit both sides. Simple steps can make a big difference. Use bulk purchasing for better rates, secure long term contracts, and always compare prices across suppliers. Consider alternative vendors and products, and don't hesitate to negotiate flexible payment terms. Finally, look for value added services that suppliers may offer at no extra cost. By applying these strategies, one can optimize procurement and achieve significant savings for their property. Second technique is keeping staff content. Keeping our staff content is one of the smartest ways to cut costs. When employees are happy, turnover goes down, productivity goes up, and stress is reduced. To achieve this, one should set clear job expectations from the beginning, check in regularly, and listen to feedback. Offer training opportunities, create referral programs, provide fair pay and benefits, and above all, build a positive culture. The result is a supportive workplace where people want to stay. That means less money and time spent on hiring and training, and better retention of the best talent is possible. Third is preventive maintenance. Practices in institutional food management. One of the smartest cost saving strategies is to fix things before they break. Proactive maintenance not only prevents expensive repairs but also reduces downtime and extends the life of the assets. Simple steps make a big difference. Schedule regular inspections, stay consistent with cleaning, and never miss servicing appointments. The payoff is clear: fewer breakdowns, less wear and tear, and significant long term savings. Fourth is analysis of marketing strategy. Marketing is essential but the key is making sure that money is spent in the right place. That means keeping one's strategy updated and relevant. One should start by reviewing their marketing expenses regularly and looking for areas to cut costs without losing impact. Stay on top of new trends and encourage team to share fresh ideas. Use a mix of tactics, quick wins like social media ads, and long-term strategies like search engine optimization, and always measure the results. So, one can make smart data driven decisions that improve effectiveness while keeping costs low. Fifth is analysis of staff schedule. Efficient scheduling is one of the easiest ways to control labor costs. The goal is to match staffing levels with the flow of arrivals and departures. For example, schedule housekeeping based on occupancy and how long it takes to clean a room. Be flexible, let staff leave early or start later when things are quiet, and always stay adaptable to demand. But we should remember cost control doesn't mean cutting staff. We still need enough people to keep operations running smoothly, just not so many that it drains our profits. Sixth is bulk buying. One of the simplest ways to cut costs is bulk buying. When we purchase supplies in large quantities, we get discounted prices, which reduces the number of orders and supplier trips. This not only saves time but also cuts transportation costs by keeping essentials in stock. Last minute store runs is avoided, and overall it adds up to significant savings for the institution. Now that we are familiar with cost cutting techniques, let's look at its advantages. Cost cutting helps increase profitability, strengthens cash flow, and supports the achievement of business goals. Its benefits are long term, improving overall performance, and most importantly, it reduces costs without compromising product quality. While cost reduction has clear benefits, it also comes with challenges. So, now we are going to discuss the disadvantages of cost reduction. Employees often resist these programs, making them hard to implement. They require continuous effort, yet, many organizations only use them on an ad hoc basis. Cost reduction isn't suitable in every case, and it often demands research and planning, which adds to expenses. For it to succeed, it must be carefully and consistently applied. For a cost cutting program to succeed, a few essentials must be in place. First, there should be a dedicated cost reduction cell to handle planning and implementation. Second, an efficient reporting system must exist at all levels of management. Third, the program needs strong support from top management and should be treated as a continuous process, not just a routine task. Finally, proper operations and research procedures must guide the effort. Another essential factor is cooperation among executives. Each department head should have clear cost saving responsibilities and be encouraged to share new ideas for improvement. Regular follow ups and ongoing performance reviews are critical. And most importantly, a cost reduction program shouldn't just cut costs, it should also aim to eliminate unnecessary or uneconomic activities. That's all about today's lecture. We will continue with cost control 2 in the next lecture. Thank you for your attention.